You all. Very glad to see you all. I'd like to start with our statement of truth. There is a power for good in the universe, and you can consciously use it. And our mission is to teach, demonstrate, and empower a positive spiritual approach to living. If you'll check your phones now, this is a great time to make sure they're on vibrate or turned off or turned down. Got mine in my back pocket. All right, and let's start it out with a song from Victoria and James Allen.
Good morning, everybody. Blue sky smiling at me, nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song, nothing but bluebirds from now on. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the day hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly. Oh, blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on. Never saw the sun shining so bright, never saw things going so right. Noticing the days hurrying by, when you're in love, my how they fly. Oh, blue days, all of them gone, nothing but blue skies from now on, nothing but blue skies from now on.
Thank you, Victoria and James Allen. That's wonderful. Just kind of want to bounce around here now. All right. Do we have our group reading? Let's do our group reading this morning. I am ready to deepen my conviction in the power and presence for good. I am ready to apply it in my daily life. I am ready to receive God's highest blessings. I am ready to live from a higher level of beingness. I am ready to be a transformative light in the world. And so it is. Thank you. Awesome. All right. I have a centering prayer today taken from a recording of a spiritual teacher I had who knew. She is a retired CSL minister from Baltimore. Her name is Deb Termani. And I took classes from her like 8 years ago, not knowing that she was CSL. And I'm like, I really love the way she prays. And then Joan and Colleen invited me to come here, and the rest is history. So this is Reverend Deb Termani's prayer. It really speaks to me. Let's take a deep breath together. I know that there is one. There is one light of being. There is one clear voice. There is one divine line. There is one infinite heart. Whatever I call that energy, that source, to me, it is all that there is, and I am a part of it. I am an individual aspect of it. I am one with all of it, and I know this to be true. This is true for everyone, and it is true for everything. I am one with all that is. So I know that every aspect of this source, this divine mind, Every understanding and skill set of this infinite heart is available to me. And so right now, I embrace the clarity of mind that is God. I focus my consciousness within right now, and I tap into the divine wisdom that is always present. I listen with an open heart. I allow this inner voice to guide me, and I hear exactly what I need to hear at this time to know what the next step is that I need to take to accomplish my heart's desire. I know that my path is easy and sure with my trust in this clarity because I'm so completely clear about my ever-present connection to God. And so, I surrender to this inner guidance system that is all-knowing, and I let my life be easy and blessed and guided through divine right action, which is communicated to me. This starts right now, and with complete faith and consciousness that I am, I release this word into the law, knowing that it is already taking place. It's already revealing in perfection, and I rejoice in this and say, thank you, and I let it be so, and so it is. So it is. All right. Now I'd like to invite Rose up. You ready, Rose? We're going to light the candles of faith. This center is based on the knowledge that there is one great universal presence, and we acknowledge that there are multiple names and paths to this one, which unifies us, not divides us. Please join Rose and myself as we honor the unifying nature of spirit through spiritual thought and experiences as we light the flames of faith, acknowledging all peoples and all faiths. Ready? We light the candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of submission to the will of God as the highest calling. That's a hard one. Good job. And we light the candle within for all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of wholeness, oneness, and mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principles. Thank you, Rose. Okay. We now have an inspirational reading from Charlie and Dustin.
Hi, everyone. It's so great to see everybody and be there with you today. We miss everybody, and things are going really well for here. We have our new home and new jobs, and things have really come together in a very short period of time. So we're grateful for the results of treatment to allow us to make a big change in life and for everything to fit together.
Hey everybody, nice to see you all. I hope you all are doing well. As Charlie mentioned, everything is going really great here. I've only been here for a few months, but we're located smack dab between the mountains and the beach, and we've been to both on weekend.
Okay, a bit of Phil. Charlie is a practitioner who's still associated with this center. He and his partner Dustin moved to South Carolina to be closer to his mom and his brother. So that's where we are today. And do we have the rest of the reading? Okay.
Hi, everyone. It's so great to see everybody and be there with you today. We miss everybody, and things are going really well for here. We have our new home and new jobs, and things have really come together in a very short period of time. So we're grateful for the results of treatment to allow us to make a big change in life and for everything to fit together.
Hey Hey everybody, nice to see you all. I hope you all are doing well. As Charlie mentioned, everything is going really great here. I've only been here for a few months, but we're located smack dab between the mountains and the beach, and we've been to both on weekend trips, so that's been a nice change. And we had a beautiful spring and a mild summer so far. We know it's coming though, but all is well. We thank you for all your support and love before we left and as we transition into this new home. So thank you for that, and we're glad to be with you today.
So for today's reading, Reverend Debbie selected an excerpt from the book Richer Living, which was written by Dr. Raymond Charles Barker and Ernest Holmes. In the 1940s, Ernest Holmes asked Dr. Raymond Charles Barker to go to New York and found a Science of Mind church. This became a splendidly successful church, and it's still there today. If you think about it, both of them came out of the background of traditional Christianity and developed through their own spiritual development, came to understand Science of Mind. They often went back in their teaching and looked at traditional Christianity and talked about it with new eyes, thinking about it with new vocabulary and giving us new ideas and how to understand the messages that were there. So that's what today's reading comes from. It begins with an inspiration from a verse in the Bible, which is, "Let this mind be in you, which was also in Christ Jesus," from Philippians 2:5. And they say, this means that we should recognize the divine incarnation, universal in essence, but individualized in personal experience. The spiritual genius of Jesus enabled him to see that each is a unique representation, an individualization, an individualized expression of one mind. The mind of God in us is the mind of Christ. At the center of every man's being, the eternal Christ waits, knocking at the door of his intellect for admission. This is not a faraway presence, nor a future advent. The recognition of Christ can come to anyone at any time and under any circumstance. The consciousness that walked over the troubled waters of human experience, the inner calm that stilled the tempest, is accessible to everyone.
And it continues to read, "The indwelling Christ tells me that the words which I speak are spirit and life. There is a divine authority at the center of my being which announces itself in every act. I have implicit confidence in that invisible part of me which is my share in the God nature, my partnership with the infinite, my oneness with all that is. Therefore I shall not doubt nor fear, for my salvation is from on high, and the time of its appearing is today. I know that this Christ in me is always triumphant. I know that Christ in me is one with God. There is no separation, no isolation, no aloneness. There is a divine companion who walks with me and in whose light I see the light." Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. We love you.
Thank you, Charlie and Dustin. And now we have a song.
Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the curtain is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. One of these mornings you're gonna rise up singing, and you'll spread your wings, you'll take to the sky. Till that morning comes, there's nothing can harm you, with the daddy and mammy standing by. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-bo, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba. Summertime and the living is easy. Fish are jumping and the cotton is high. Oh, your daddy's rich and your mama's good looking. So hush, little baby, don't you cry. So hush, little baby, don't you cry.
Thank you. Thank you. And now we will have the message of the day from Reverend Debbie.
Good morning, all. Isn't it great? We all have that mother, father, God operating our life, right? That mother that's good looking and that father that's so rich. Gotta love it. I asked Charlie and Dustin to read from this book, Richer Living, and it's actually a daily read. So if you're looking for something to add to your spiritual practice, the book cover does not look like this anymore, you guys. I think this book is like, I don't know, 15 years old or something like that. I've been using it since I first started in this teaching over 20 years ago. And every day the reading is still like so fresh and something new comes. So, and I actually think Holmes wrote the first half and Barker wrote the second half, because you can tell a difference between the two of them. But it's a good read. So this month we're taking a look at where we are on our path. We're taking a look at where we are in terms of God's plenty unfolding in front of us. A look at the idea that this life is it's a journey, right? It's not all about the destination. It's about the journey from a place of being on purpose, full of joy and happiness, seeing each day as this new dawn of just a wonderful opportunity to continue to not only be love in action, but to receive love in action. And to remind ourselves on a regular basis that we are the conscious co-creators of our world. We're all one with the one. And as Sue so beautifully read this morning, one with the one that clearly, easily, and effortlessly is available to direct us and guide us. So in your program, you will see a quick little survey a self-assessment that we did last week. And the idea is to not to do this once, but just sort of like check in. And it's about taking an idea from 1 to 5 of how we're doing. The pathway of life. Is it one of struggle? From a 1 to a 5, is it struggle, or is that consistent experience of plenty, of good, of, man, I am so glad to be here right now. It's about looking at our journey and saying, up until now, or even this day or like yesterday, is it satisfying or unsatisfying? And am I moving forward filled with love and joy? So much so I need to share it. It's about knowing that we're on a course. Are you on a course to somewhere or a course to nowhere? Right? And I say it's about checking in regularly because at any given moment, depending on what you're focusing on, life can be any of those places, right? But the idea this month is to set an intention of moving up just one more notch, because none of us are all ones and none of us are all fives. In fact, I bet most of us don't even have a 1 and a 5 on the list. And it's not because it's just summertime. It's because we are all here. And so we have put our spiritual mojo front and center in our life. We have all suited up and shown up. We've all tuned in to that idea that there is more. There is more to who we are, what we are here to do, and how we express it. There's just more. And we're ready to grab it. And it's about grabbing it consciously. So we talked about last week that idea of our chief spiritual officer, that we're always in divine partnership with the source, the one, God, whatever you call it. And here's the thing that occurred to me this week, is that we have always had a chief operating officer, whether we know it or whether we don't, whether we're in this teaching or whether we aren't. There is always, 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 because we are all one, that one that is seeking to express itself, to experience its creation, and to express its love in, through, and as us. From before we were born until way after we're gone. Think about that. So it's about making sure that we, from a place of owning our life and owning our experience, or owning that partnership, are truly co-creating. So we look at what's ours to do. We need to decide what we want. We need to stay in alignment of not only what we want, but who we are. We need to be grateful always. We need to be grateful in advance, because it is doing its thing to manifest. And then we get to act on the guidance that we get along the way. Everything else is not for us to do. Everything else. With the small, little, teeny, tiny exception of letting go and letting God, letting Spirit, letting it have the time and space to do what is its to do. And when we do that, the everything else is all about creating that path. It is about bringing us the opportunities and the resources and the people that support the good that we have detailed, we have outlined what is ours. Everything else, which is really, really important, is to provide us with the divine guidance to do what we're to do next, to open up a greater flow of that good. And I don't know about you, but for me, number one, deciding what I want, that's sort of like the hard thing. I know what I don't want. I know what I've had that I don't want ever again, right? I know what I should want. I know what the marketing world wants for me. But what about what I want? Because in that question, there's no right or wrong answer. And the answer is always moving. It's always evolving, because we are always evolving. So it's not a one and done. It's like, okay, as most of you know, I've been going through a life transition. I've moved out of corporate America. And now it's like, what's next? What do I want? I can tell you firsthand, it's not one and done. Because what I want now is not what I wanted 3 months ago, or even 6 months ago. But the path has some consistency to it. The path does. So, a couple of questions that I've been taking into consideration on a regular basis I want to share with you. The first one is, what makes me forget about time? What activities do I do that makes me just, oh, it's so sweet. I lose track of time and space. People, Jeff could be out there talking to me. I have no idea he's talking to me. It's like, yeah, it's like right here. And then what energizes me? what is it that I do and I get done? And it's like, man, I feel good. I'm so glad I could do that. It's like I get this energy. It's almost a rush. It's like, yeah, I want more of that. And it's partly because it's making my heart sing. It's making me forget about everything else. That sort of takes up space in my head and in my heart. And then what kind of day is it that I have that at the end of the day, I'm just so darn grateful? Like this, if I had a perfect day, what would that perfect day look like? More importantly, what would it feel like? Because it's not so much about what we want, I believe, as much as who we want to be, how we want to express. And the rest of it sort of fills in from there. And we have a prime example of that right here in this room. Mark, who we're going to wait and bring him up once his wife is back in country. There's a lovely article that was done with him, and that's how he's lived his life, right, Mark? It's not about what am I going to do next. It's about who am I going to be next? Because once we know that, everything else sort of falls into place. And it falls into place primarily because of the next three things I believe that are ours to do. That first one is to consciously stay in alignment with who you are, and what you want, and who you want to be. And that's how and that's how I figure out what I want. It's because what's resonating in my core? What is in my core that is saying, yeah, more of that, please. Please, more of that. It's about an overall sense of well-being and happiness. Who doesn't want that? It's about walking our talk and talking our walk, not keeping it to ourselves, right? It's about, how's that song go? If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands, right? It's about helping other people clap their hands. That's what makes me happy, is allowing other people to clap their hands. And it involves, as I said, it involves surrendering the little for the greater. It involves stepping away from what has worked up until now. Because remember, we're evolving dynamic individuals. Stepping away from what's worked up until now that just doesn't feel right anymore and letting it go. Dennis Merritt Jones, one of my favorite authors, wrote, if you want more of whatever it is you desire, you have to first prove to the universe that you are capable of having it by developing a consciousness that affirms there's no shortage of it. Right now, there may seem like there's a lot of lack and crazy in the world, right? And that may be. But in the universe, with the big U, right? In the overall universe, there's love and joy and abundance. And it is just saying, bring me in. Bring me in, coach. And that's what's ours to do. Because the universe, the law of circulation 101 says the universe will not accept a vacuum. It'll fill, if you open up a space, it'll fill it. And what's it going to fill it with? It's going to fill it with what you've been thinking about. Who here has read a book or listened to someone who has said, if you want something, go clean a closet, right? That's the whole idea, create a vacuum. Go into your closet or a drawer or wherever. I clean out my refrigerator like way too much these days. But it's about cleaning out something, getting rid of stuff. And when you get rid of it, you're creating this, it's the same concept. You're creating a vacuum for something else to fill it. And that idea of creating a vacuum, when we're in our space of fear, right, that just seems crazy. What do you mean you want me to get rid of stuff? I don't have all the stuff I want. Now you want me to get rid of stuff? What do you mean you want me to no longer associate with people who aren't fulfilling me? I'm looking for people. But we got to create this space to put the universe on notice. This is sort of like the deal. Right? Spirit, this is mine to do. I'm creating this space. You get to fill the space. And that space is not only time, but it's also mental space. It's heart space. It's physical space. It's about getting to that place where you're willing to just be still and know. It's about trusting. Not trusting something out there, trusting in here. Not seeking the counsel of others, but seeking one's own counsel. And to remember that there is no lack. There's a lot of fear of it, but in reality, there is no lack. We can find just as many wonderful, loving, joyful things going on as we can the opposite. We can. It's not in our face. We have to go seek it, but that's okay. I got time to seek, don't you? Which comes to that place of gratitude. Being grateful right here and right now for all that we have and all that we're going to have. Because gratitude helps that space open up. Helps it open up. Deborah Norville, TV anchor, current author, says, what I've learned is there's scientific proof. There's a scientist who has proven beyond a doubt the phenomena that is attached to gratitude. That if you consciously take note of what is good in your life, quantifiable benefits happen. Quantifiable. I did some research and I couldn't figure out who she was talking about. Sorry, as I am to say. But we've proven it in our own life, right? When we're happy and we're grateful and we're clapping our hands, stomping our feet, doing all that happy dance stuff, things just go so much easier. We're in that flow. Eric Butterworth, who wrote Spiritual Economics, said, all the substance of the universe, all the wealth that has ever manifested itself or ever will manifest itself in this world is present right now. This is why Jesus said, I came that they may have life and they may have it abundantly. Jesus, the master teacher of how to live in that divine co-creative state. Jesus meant a life that is rich and fulfilled, healthy, prosperous, and loving. We have the choice to be great or small. When we are grateful, we are great. When we become lax in the expression of gratitude, we become little people with little minds, leading little inconsequential lives. Think about it. When we open our hearts in that idea of gratitude, of love, of joy, of freedom, recognizing what we have. What we have. We have the ability, think about this, we have the ability to believe and practice what we want to believe and practice, to gather without anyone saying we can't. We have the freedom to gather. We have the freedom to hang out with the people we want to hang out with. We have the freedom to believe and to express our beliefs based on ourselves and not based on what any entity, any government, anything else is saying. That right there, let's talk about gratitude right there. So for me, it's about letting go of my limitations, of my idea of lack, of my idea that I am less than. Those limiting beliefs that come up. When I start being grateful for what's about to happen, it's like, yeah, no, that's not happening. But no, it is. If I can be grateful, if I can create that space of gratitude for it to be, it will be. And that's why this is our assignment this week if you choose to join me. It's all about gratitude. It's about every day, at some point in the day, 10 things to be grateful for. 10 things that you're grateful for. And they don't even have to be things. They can be feelings. In fact, it's best if they're feelings, right? I'm so grateful for the joy in my life, for the abundance. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to be wealthy, to share of my good. And then not only write them down, but this week, let's say them out loud. Let's add that vibration to it. That vibration that really brings us into it. I've been testing it out, and here's what I know. How you write that list and speak it today is going to be nothing compared to Friday. Because by Friday, we're starting to believe it. We're starting to believe it at a deeper level, and it gets even more mojo to it. And that's what magnifies us. That's what allows us to attract to us what's on the list. And then we cannot forget that idea of guidance along the way. Our founder, Ernest Holmes, wrote, "We should believe that God is the invisible partner in our lives and affirm that divine love goes before us and prepares the way. We should permit ourselves to be guided from there with that something within us, deep at the center of our being, which knows what we ought to do and how we ought to do it." Emerson advised us to listen lowly, to lowly listen. What does that mean? Humbly, gratefully, without any assumptions. To listen from that place attentively from the heart and not the ego. To lowly listen. Not just once or twice, but as often as one can. It is that attentive listening to the inner voice, that inner knower that we all have contact with. We have and we will always. It's about listening from that place. And then doing what's next, even if it doesn't really make much sense. Because if it's not making sense and it's what we're being told to do, it's probably because we're letting that little ego, that little, but I don't want to let go of control, right? I want to control it. I want to fix it. So if we're always in divine partnership with the one, right? If what's ours to do is not control it or fix it, every time we control and fix, we're limiting the flow of our good. It's like we're building this little dam up, right? Spirit, here it is. Yeah, okay, fine, but I got to do this first and this first. You're right? And this dam just, well, damn, that's all I can say. We all do it. We all do it. But if we allow ourselves to let gratitude show up, some of it goes away. Because the force of good is just too great. Bottom line is, we need faith. We need a willingness to love and respect and trust ourselves more than anything out there. And then we just need to stay in the flow. So I want to close with a little exercise today, if you guys are willing. Because remember, our daily assignment is gratitude, right? Write it, feel it, say it. So close your eyes, if you will. Settle in a little bit. This comes from Wallace Wattles, Science of Getting Rich. Gratitude alone can keep you looking toward the all and prevent you from falling into the error of thinking of that supply is limited. There is a law of gratitude, and it is absolutely necessary that you should observe the law if you are to get the results that you are seeking. The grateful outreaching of your mind in thankful praise to the Supreme is liberating. It will not fail, and it will act spontaneously in movement forward. Draw nigh into God, and God will draw nigh unto you. Draw nigh unto God, and God will draw nigh unto you. Do that with me right now. Identify a desire, something that you're grateful for, something that isn't manifested yet, but it's there, a feeling. Whether it be related to work or financial freedom or health or peace or joy or ease, whatever it is that's important to you right now, let us just bring that into our heart. And let us express gratitude. Allow that love and that forgiveness and that appreciation just to sink in. Notice if there's a chain of good in that. Be grateful in this moment for this life that you love, this life that is in divine harmony with nature, this life that is on purpose, it is on point, it is on design. It is not in any way by default. Give thanks to yourself right now for what you have created, what you are creating, and what you will be creating going forward. How beautiful, how wonderful, how holy, holy, holy is this, right here and right now.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are whole. Spirit divine, come to me, feeling love, healing me. Open my heart, a flow to me, beauty and love lives in me. You are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are whole. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are whole. Spirit divine.
Thank you so much for learning that song for us and sharing it. That's a Karen Drucker song, if you love it. Holy, holy, holy. Surprise, that's the name. All right. It is now time for us to give consciously, lovingly, and joyously of our financial treasures. But let us give in other ways as well. Right here and right now as a community, if you would just, in your mind's eye, just take a breath and just allow your soul just to let go of love and joy and peace, and let's just send it all around the world. Let's send it to those that we know are in need. Let us send it to those who are being of service. Let us just open that heart and send it out with that same love and that same gratitude that we're giving of this financial gift. Because we are so much more than this, and that is the truth.
So grateful, I am so blessed.
Thank you. We bless the gifts and we bless the givers. Our gift to you on this Sunday is affirmative prayer. You can fill out prayer requests up here in the front, or and put it in the prayer box. You can fill them out online. And we'll be honored to treat for you this week. We have a wonderful staff of practitioners who will pray for you. And I'd like the practitioners to stand up. We have Colleen and Joan, and we have, is Reverend Sherry here today? No? Reverend Debbie, Reverend Joanne, Jeff, and myself. And we'd be happy to pray for you in person or throughout the week. Or throughout the week. All right, we have announcements. We have Joan to come up.
Hello, my favorite family. It is good to see you all here. For 7 months, you have been caring for and financially supporting and helping us bring an amazing family to the United States. And they're here today. If you'd like to say hi, Vasily is over there and his wife, Victoria. And then Seema is cell phone induced right now, so you really can't even take her away from that. But hopefully we'll get her to put it down and actually say hi. So she's the sweetheart. There you are. Did I say your name? I did. There's Seema. Yeah. So make sure you introduce yourself, say hi, and thank you for everything that you've done.
Yes. Thank you. We are so grateful and so happy that you guys are here. So thank you. Jeff has an announcement.
We are putting together our church app, which you can now download, and soon you'll be able to live stream off of it, watch past talks. Right now you can take a look at some prayer requests. You can contribute there. You can look at some affirmative prayers that are already there, and we look at adding more to it. There may be some meditations coming up, those kind of things. So there's a scan code back there. You can scan it to your phone. It also was on our newsletter. It's on our Facebook page also. So we look forward to
Spiritual Living Minneapolis, or
the app.
Yeah.
Yes, specifically to us, going with
it's-
different things.
It's called something else. Yeah.
Well, there'll be two things on your phone. There'll be the one that says church app, and there should also be one on there that says Center for Spiritual Living Minneapolis. Both of them are going to take you to the same place, to our app. So we look forward to doing that. And if anybody has ideas of other things they'd like to see on there that during your week or something like that you'd like to see, we're happy to try to put that together. And like I said, soon we'll have the live streaming and the past talks. That might even happen this week.
Thank you. Thanks, Jeff. Does the app have opportunity to do Zoom meetings on it? Not yet. Okay. So just a reminder, Thursday night book club is still on Zoom, and you can go to cslminneapolis.org to find the link for that. So if you're not receiving information from us via email, please fill out a form in the back there. Give us your email address, and we would be happy to send you information, updates, and all that good stuff. Anything else? All right. Let's have Reverend Joanne come up and give us our blessing, and then please join us afterwards for cookies and coffee and water and fellowship. And then Victoria and James Allen will sing us out after the blessing.
I'd like to leave you with this blessing today. May you be at peace. May you know the beauty of your own true nature. May your heart be open. May you be healed. May you be blessed. Namaste.
Why don't you all stand up? I'm so glad somehow I've got salvation now. It keeps the spirit moving in my soul. Every day I find it's peace and joy in my heart, and it keeps me singing in my soul. I'm singing, yes, I'm singing in my soul. Where the troubles roll, then sing tonight. It makes my burdens light, and I'm singing, yeah, I'm singing in my soul. Every now and then, there's something speaks within. It often tells me when I'm doing wrong. Just still kneel and bow my head in prayer, and my heart rings out in trying a song. I'm singing, yes, I'm singing in my soul. When the troubles roll, I sing from morn to night. It makes my burdens light, and I'm singing, yeah, I'm singing in my soul. Oh, I'm singing, yes, I'm singing in my soul. Where the troubles roll, I sing from morn to night. It makes my burdens light, and I'm singing, yeah, I'm singing in my soul. Yeah, I'm singing, yeah, I'm singing in my soul.
Thank you, Victoria and James Allen. Thank you, everybody, for coming.